And the starting lineups have concluded. So just sit right back and relax. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us for NBA action. D.A. Jacob.
Kevin, thanks. Anthony Davis was among the top candidates.
Sure does, D.A. Thank you so much. So let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup. Ogier and Monk, they're the backcourt. Washington and Zeller are in the middle. And it's Bridges in at the 3. And for the Lakers, Green and Rondo in the backcourt. LeBron and Davis, the incredible big group substitution here for the Lakers. Mr. Perfect, he's checked in for Howard. Cobb comes in for Davis. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for James. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in for Green. Here's Graham. 26 points for him last game against Minnesota.
While he was doing that, I mean, dropping buckets. He was keeping everybody else involved, too. I mean, he had a tremendous night facilitating.
The Hornets have missed 2 free throws in the game, going 5 for 7. And the Lakers making a change here. Green's checked in. Lakers trailed by 3. Now, Cobb. He had 10 points in the win against Utah.
And it was the little things, too. I mean, getting to the line, finding ways to get his points any way possible.
And so Graham will bring it up for the Charlotte Hornets. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
Yeah, and that one, they just locked it down defensively. Challenged shots and really protected the rim.
They certainly made their presence felt on defense. They were active and rejected a number of shots.
And making an immediate impact in this league, Graham was a tremendous find in the second round.
Yeah, the 34th pick in 2018. Some scouts felt he had a low ceiling, but someone who never loses confidence because he's had to prove himself at every level. That makes you battle tested, and it prepares you to affect winning.
Green against Graham. Down low, here's Biyombo. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And thinking back, Biyombo selected 7th overall because of the pre-draft measurements and workouts, which were unreal.
He has a 7'6" wingspan, flashed tremendous speed for his size. He also has showed a mature, positive attitude. He can speak 5 languages. Scouts came away impressed with his total package.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
No, I'm always surprised when it doesn't happen. I'm sure these two will have a good laugh about it later.
Batum scanning the floor. 5 on the clock. A rebound by the Lakers. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
Yeah, and that one, their intensity on the offensive end was not matched by their opponent. That led to some easy buckets.
They just looked a step quicker all game long. They knew they had an advantage on offense.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Now, here's Cobb. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Hernangomez, and it's blocked by De La Cruz. Caldwell-Pope right side. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. To the paint, here's Biyombo. And that's the final possession with the nice defense right there. A fantastic mobile 1 block. This one deserves another look.
Emphatic with the rejection. You've got to appreciate that kind of forceful defense.
And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. It's Charlotte. They lead by 1. Live from the Staples. A little bit earlier, we had a chance to chat with Kyle Kuzma, who loves playing alongside so much talent.
You know, for me, it's super cool just to learn, sit back, watch, but also compete against these guys. You know, that's something that I want to do. So to be around those guys and be in the foxhole with those guys is, you know, it's pretty incredible.
Well, Kuzma Greg has certainly learned a lot, proficient at the offensive end, and adding more to his game every day.
Yeah, I mean, he's been focused on improving the defense and rebounding, and much of that is due to the players he's been surrounded by.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And when you consider how Charlotte is doing, guys, what do you think?
This is the kind of teammate Batum is. You like seeing him share it like this.
Here's Dela Cruz. Oh, that was a strong dunk.
That's how you go off.
And seeing Junior out there again, I was impressed with his time on the floor in his debut. Showed that he could pick his spots and contribute to this team.
Junior did not miss a beat when he came into the game, did he, Greg? Exactly the debut this team was hoping to see from him. The Lakers in the lead. To the inside. Here's Green, and it's Baisley with the rebound.
He doesn't get the finish, but the D's got to be quicker to rotate and stop him from getting to the rim.
And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. James checked in for Los Angeles. The Hornets also changing it up. Washington's checked in for Biyombo, and it's Bridges in for Nicholas Batum. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone.
Serious verticality from Washington. Soars up to the rim and throws it down.
Out to the right wing. And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Hornets have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Graham kicks to Bridges. Back to Graham. Puts up a 3, and he's good on the 3 ball. Graham's got 5 now.
That's a nice play, getting the separation he needs for a clean look.
Yeah, he may just have to put a little more arc under that, but either way, it's a tough shot.
The 3 ball, and again it's the Lakers from deep.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Oh, you know what it is, one play at a time. That's got to be the mindset, especially in such a tight game.
To Graham. It's a floater. Here's Hernan Gomez. And the pass to Baisley. Fires for 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. Here's James. Morris trying to free himself up. LeBron's shot is good. And now a 3-point Laker lead. Charlotte has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Pass to Graham. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
That's a solid blueprint. Here's Rondo. To the paint. Here's Davis. That one good for 2. Davis has got the lead up to 3 now for the Lakers.
Oh, the defender plays tough, but Davis is tougher. Plays through the contact with authority.
Graham against Davis. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last. Danny Green, he's checked in for Kyle Kuzma. Terry Rozier's checked in for Charlotte. Tipped away. Here's Washington. And Davis sends it back.
You can't take that shot in front of Davis. His reach, his height, his timing. He's never going to happen.
It's good.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Hornets trail by 5.
Well, there are a few players in the league that can match McGee's athleticism. I mean, his whole career, he's been a club.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Mr. Perfect, he's checked in for Howard. Kyle Kuzma comes in for James. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for Danny Green. And Bradley's subbed in for Rajon Rondo. Charlotte also making some changes. Hernan Gomez is checked in. And Devontae Graham subbed in for Terry Rozier. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Washington out there with Bridges. Then there's Devontae Graham. And there's Monk. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the 5. The shot by Monk is no good. Here's Los Angeles now. They're on an 11-3 run. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
And Caldwell Pope is a guy you cannot leave open at any time. Just a very good shooter from any spot on the floor.
And see, Webb, Kentavious Caldwell Pope changing his approach before last season. He knew he wouldn't need to take on as much of a scoring responsibility.
Yeah, and what a team player, GA. I mean, KCP rededicated himself to defense. He tries to do more with less touches now. And that's the mindset you need to have playing with stars going for a championship.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Lakers have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Bradley passes to De La Cruz. Pass to Kuzma. And Kuzma slams it in.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
Well, the results are clear as day. Great approach coming into the third quarter. We'll see if they can keep it up.
Now, here's Monk. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. 13 feet away. And the shot is long.
Credit to D for not giving up on that play. He's a tough cover down low.
Monk with a double team. Caldwell Pope on the wing. To the middle. Here's Davis. It drops. That's his 9th field goal of the contest. A blistering hot 9 for 11.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
Oh, and they're showing no signs of letting up. I love this approach right now. They value each possession.
From the arc, ejected by De La Cruz. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession. And now another look at that mobile one-block defensive performance.
Determined to protect the lead with the all-out effort defensively. Superb anticipation on the block.
And the Lakers making a change here. McGee's checked in. Here's Los Angeles now. They're on a 17-5 run. Here's Mr. Perfect. Hernan Gomez covering. De La Cruz, the pass to Kuzma. Chalk up 2 there. Kuzma's got 4 points now in the quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Baisley. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Here's Mr. Perfect. McGee inside. defended by Batum. The shot's good from McGee.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Bradley against Graham. Bradley on the double team. Graham kicks to Hernangomez. Got a piece of it. Pocket 6. And it's out of bounds to the Hornets as Charlotte retains possession.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
And you can tell he feels he should have had it still. The hustle was impressive.
Cobby's checked in for Mr. Los Angeles with some changes. Morris is checked in for JaVale McGee. Mr. Perfect comes in for Cobb. And Smith subbed in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Markieff Morris is out there with Mr. Perfect. Then there's J.R. Smith. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. And it's Bradley in at the 1 spot. That's the Laker 5.
Oh, nice look by Bradley, moving it to the open man.
Charlotte has gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. Passes it to Zeller. Knocked loose. And here is Washington. That one wide left.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on Miles Bridges. You know, winning that championship as you did, Greg, for UNLV, many people don't remember you played much of that season with a broken jaw.
Well, Kevin, I don't remember much of it, to be honest with you. It was pretty hazy. I lost 19 pounds over the course of the season.
Oh, my goodness.
Championship night, I was 168 pounds.
No kidding.
Yeah. Well, I was wired shut for 8 weeks. Did miss a game, but I tell you what, I don't know if I would do that today. But, you know, it did turn out well with the championship.
As I recall, you broke it against Fresno State, correct?
Yes, got my legs taken out from under me and broke the fall with my face.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, ouch. Rozier against Bradley, and he bangs it home with one hand.
It's fun watching Rozier take over. I mean, he has so many tricks and fun shots up his sleeve.
Here's Mr. Perfect. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Oh, that's just the mentality you have to have. Not wanting to give the opposition any hope of clawing back into this.
The free throw off from De La Cruz. Greg, you played against some terrific players, including the late, great Kobe Bryant. I'd love to hear your thoughts on playing against Kobe.
I mean, his passing is still tough, I'm sure, for many to deal with because he was just taken from us at such a young age. But this guy was a ferocious competitor and someone who showed us in life and in tragedy that you need to make the most of every moment that we have here. You know, I just appreciated to really the fans getting to know Kobe once his career was over, because I think he was able to let his guard down a little bit and show us a lighter side, a more compassionate side.
That is an excellent point. And the first one drops.
And talk about playing small. Last year, Charlotte had Rozier and Devontae Graham on the floor together for much of the time. Both players right around 6'1", but you know what? They held their own.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. And of course, Rozier played a fair amount of off guard before he came to Charlotte.
And Kevin, back in Boston, he learned how to move without the ball, where to spot up. And those may have been hard lessons early on, but the development paid off. Rozier's become a much more versatile talent.
No good from De La Cruz. So Rozier will bring it up for Charlotte. scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
And so explosive on his way to the rim. Rozier is skilled at knifing inside and hurting the defense.
Here's Mr. Perfect, covered by Martin. Smith, the pass to De La Cruz. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. And now it's 27 points for Mr. Perfect.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
Martin kicks to Rozier. Teardrop shot. That shot off. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Smith on the wing. The pass to De La Cruz. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Greg, it's pretty typical for players of the past to talk about current players and say they may have struggled had they played when I played. What do you think of that line of thinking?
You know, I just don't agree with that. And I think we all do that. We all feel like our era was the best. I had the same thoughts being passed my way when I first came into the league.
I'm sure.
The reality is these guys work just as hard as guys worked back in our era. They just have more understanding of what their value is. And in a lot of ways, they've got more courage to speak out because, you know, let's face it, they're more of a bullseye on their back in today's era with social media than we've ever seen before.
That is true. Here's De La Cruz, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
And here is Rozier. Outside, Martin. Pass to Washington. Bradley against Rozier. Clock at 4. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Rozier's got 10 points here in the second half.
I don't think you can stop Rozier just by getting physical with him. He's too single-minded a scorer to let that stop him.
1:52 left in the fourth quarter. Count that bucket. And that's now 33 points for Mr. Perfect.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're pouring it on right here, trying to give the opposition no light at the end of the tunnel.
Los Angeles has gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Morris, no good.
The D hanging tough and stopping what would normally have been an easy lay.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Los Angeles.
The blocking really turned things into their favor this time.
Great timing, anticipation. They got the blocks, and that definitely changed the momentum of this game.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Mr. Perfect.
No fatigue in this fella tonight. Tireless, grinding out every possession and leading their offense.
One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you next time.